Hey everybody, here's some updates on things. I haven't talked about the Stealership for a little bit because I was a bit irritated after leaving that Stealership, so I really didn't want to talk about much. Instead, I went to the lake, try to enjoy myself a little bit with my, you know, since I live in an area where there's some good lakes and things like that, I figured I'd go to a lake and unwind a bit, forget about all the stupid cars I've been working on, because contrary to popular belief, I really don't enjoy working on the damn cars anymore. I just do it because I have to, and I ain't rich enough to pay someone to do it. So, because of course, great old inflation and working on cars, paying someone to do it, pretty expensive. Nowadays, it's like 200 something an hour for fucking labor at most shops. So, it kind of leaves paying somebody to work on my cars out of the question unless I have no choice. Then I got to close my eyes and take out the damn credit card. Ugh. Hate doing it, but sometimes it's got to be done. Especially now when everything's costing more than we're making, and I'm not that great on living in my means because my means aren't high enough for me. So how the hell can you live on within your means when your means aren't high enough for me or high enough for anything, really? They just need to pay more. Well, that ain't gonna happen, so cha-ching, I charge it on my damn credit card. Ugh. A fucking evil that sometimes happens. Enough of that for now. I'll talk about the Stealership for a second. I was really irritated leaving that Stealership because they got me all excited about that stupid fucking Corvette, which I really like, of course. I'm calling it stupid because they were asking double what it's even really worth. And of course, I like cars so much, I'm almost willing to entertain any idea to get a hold of one, especially if it's fast and interesting. So, well, I'm not going to pursue Corvettes for a little while. I might just try to borrow one, find a way to borrow one for a few days and see how I really like it. Maybe rent one or something. I don't know. We'll see. But the Stealership had me really irritated because the salesman was a pretty cool guy. He showed me things. He showed me potential numbers and whatnot, and potential trade-in values and whatnot. But like with any Stealership, no matter how cool somebody is, they're always giving you numbers that are their favor. I mean, hell, my truck was a $60,000 truck, and they were trying to give me $30,000 for it. So I was already getting irritated the second they started giving me those numbers. And then, of course, they're not willing to budge on their numbers. MSRP on that Corvette, manufacturer's standard retail price on that, C8 mid-engine Corvette 70th anniversary edition, woohoo, 70th anniversary edition, doesn't mean it's any faster than a regular 1LT. It sure looks cool and attractive, but, it's not worth no $152,000 before taxes, registration, and other dealer fees, because when I saw that number, I about gagged. You see $152,000 on, it's probably more than what I just said because I don't have the number in front of me, but it was a lot of damn money. For a car that only manufacturer retail, price, MSRP was $81,000. That's wiggle room because the actual invoice price that a dealership pays is much less than MSRP. So $81,000 is a manufacturer's suggested retail price on that beautiful Corvette I was looking at. Think about that for a minute. $81,000. Then you look to the right of the sticker and you see all the markups these assholes added to the deal to make it $152,000 and some change, and that's before taxes, paperwork fees, and all the garbage these assholes love to add to it, so they can be ultra greedy and make their, buy their Learjet for the year, their private jet. So they make it off our backs. So I think the moral to this story and my experience at the Stealership is don't go to a Stealership. If enough of us don't go to Stealership, we'll put them out of business because manufacturers are already doing that. They're trying to eliminate the Stealership because The manufacturer has a price they would like to get for the Corvette, okay? And the Corvette's supposed to be the common American sports car. It's not supposed to be the rich prick sports car. That's where Ferrari, Bugatti, Lamborghini, and all those guys, that's what they target their audience to. They target the rich pricks, the billionaires, the people that could spill $100,000 out of their pocket and they wouldn't even bat an eye at it. I'd love to know that feeling just once, to where I could just blow a few $100,000 and not even think about it or feel it. How does that feel? Well, maybe someday in the next life I might feel that. But until then, I got to try to think of every little tiny way I can to try to make money here and there, and it's not happening because I wasn't able to afford a nice mid-engine Corvette like I'd like to, but fuck it, I'll keep trying other things until I can afford things. So, till then, I'll just maybe sell everything I got. Which I've been I've been thinking about selling everything I got and just said, fuck it. Sell my property, sell my house, sell all my cars, sell all my tools. I mean, I probably got like $20,000 plus worth of tools I've accumulated over the course of 45 years or more. Because I'm in the 50s club, so I've been tinkering with cars at least for 40 some odd years, Anyway, I've got a huge property, 1.5 acres, which is pretty big when you really look at it. I've got at least 13 cars around my property. Some of them, like the Buick behind me, that nice little 1980 Buick Regal Sports Coupe Limited. This was the first turbo Buick they ever made. And back then, all they had was carburetors. So what they did is, this is a draw-through carbureted turbo Buick. And it's a classic. I got it to run and drive, so it's not pretty or anything. I mean, it's not perfectly restored, but I can get in it and drive it to the restaurant if I feel like it and eat something and drive back. Same with the 77 Chevy back there. It's not beautiful. It's not immaculate. It's not perfectly restored, but I can get right in it and take it off-roading or take it to the restaurant or take it down. Whenever I feel like driving a mini monster truck, there it is. It drives. It's a 1977. Runs and drives pretty reliably. So what I'm thinking about doing is, I'm so burned out of working on cars, I just like driving them now because all the physical conditions I got just don't cooperate with me working on cars anymore. Plus, as you've probably seen in some of my videos, I'm not the most patient person in the world. And I've got a nasty temper. So you mix those two things together, I'm not enjoying working on cars anymore. I'm just going to finish what I started, finish that damn Subaru, get it running good, give it back to my friend so he doesn't get ripped off by a damn Stealership for $3 or $4 grand for just a simple few vacuum leaks that I found on it. That's pretty much what was wrong with the Subaru the whole time, is it had 2 really large, ginormous vacuum leaks. Back to the Stealership, they had me so angry that I lost my patience and, of course, my temper at the same time. So everybody in that building at that very moment, once I saw the numbers those financial assholes gave me, the number was so high with the dealer fees and additional markups and other fees the guy pulled out of his ass. Basically, when I looked at the piece of paper, I just had a conniption. I just went off on everybody in that room. Because if you looked at the sticker price on the video that I showed you, the MSRP was $81, and prices with all their markups and bullshit was $152,000 and some change. Then they brought me the paper with all the charges. You know how the Stealerships love to throw all kinds of things at you, and wow, I lost it. I had a conniption. They gave me a piece of paper and handed it to me and said, these are the numbers on this car. And the second I looked at those numbers, it's like, they really don't want to sell this car. They want to sell it to some millionaire, billionaire prick, which is pretty much not what Chevy intended these cars to go to. These cars were to go to sports car enthusiasts that are on a fairly humble working person's budget, okay? The Corvette was designed to be the working person's sports car. Nowadays, I can't say the working man sports car because everybody gets fucking offended on everything. So I have to say the working person sports car. Because I would normally just say the working man sports car, but every fucking libtard douchebag gets offended by what I say. People get offended too fucking easily, so, the way I look at it, quit being fucking offended by every little thing. There's worse things that can happen to you. You could be tortured, okay? That could be worse than being offended. You could be tied to a chair and tortured, okay? So until you've been tortured, don't be offended by stupid little acronyms and nouns and pronouns and all this bullshit. If somebody doesn't give you the right pronoun, don't be offended because you're not being tortured. Until you know what being tortured feels like, quit being offended over bullshit. That's my little saying on all that pronoun bullshit. He, she, or it. Let me just call you she, it. Feels better too. Anyway, the Stealership. They handed me this fucking piece of paper that said $178,000 on it. $178,000 for a Corvette. The MSRP's for $81,000. Now think about that for a minute. That's more than double the price of MSRP. And that's not even what the dealership paid for. The dealership paid invoice price, which is much lower than $81,000. So everybody, I highly recommend don't go to a Stealership. If you want to get a good deal, cut out the middleman, build your own Corvette on the Chevrolet website, and then go from there. Fuck the Stealerships. They're not worth your time, stress, or misery, because when I left that Stealership, I was stressed, I was miserable, I was so mad I wanted to rip somebody's head off their shoulders, but we all know that wouldn't work out well, so I had to refrain, go back to my truck, and yell at something for about 10 minutes so I felt a little better. Now that I'm fairly calm, I can say that I'm not going to walk into any more Stealerships, at least with the intent of buying anything. I'm going to walk into Stealerships with the intent of making them look stupid. So I think that's going to be my new mission. Whenever I go to a Stealership, I'm going to go in there and make them look stupid. So Chevrolet won't send them any Corvettes to sell and ruin people and try to financially asphyxiate people by selling to them for more than double the price of what the Corvette's worth. So that's my take on the Stealership experience. I'm never walking into a Stealership to buy another vehicle again. I will walk in just solely to make them look stupid and make them chase their tails, because we all know what their true intentions are. Their true intentions are just to sell to rich people and screw the common, everyday working person, or working man, or working woman, or working she, or working it, or working she-it, or just fucking working person, whichever pronoun y'all fucking like. I miss the good old days when we could just say working man's sports car. Whatever fucking happened to the 70s and the 80s? Well, you know what happened to them. They all passed, and all the fucking idiots now became in charge. All the moronic idiots that burned their draft cards and burned the flag in the 60s, they all became the professors and brainwashed and contaminated the minds of all the young people today that are now assembly line libtard Democrats. Then again, Republicans aren't much better. I hate politicians, period. That's my take on politics. I hate them all. I dislike every politician. Once they put the politician suit on and they tied that tie, it cuts all the circulation from the neck up. So they don't think right. Any moron that wears a suit and tie, especially a tight one, it cuts their air supply from the neck up. So these assholes don't think. So that's what I think about whenever I see a suit. I see their intelligence being choked from the neck up. I think they just like choking themselves. I think that's really what it is. Because suits and ties look stupid to me. I mean, you can't get me to dress up. You can't pay me enough to dress up in some stupid suit and tie. I refuse. And if people don't like me because of that, you know what I have to say? Fuck you. Or do the letters F-O mean anything to you? Or dillygaff. Does it look like I give a fuck? Does it look like I give a fuck? Dilly gaff? Do I look like I give a fuck? No. Obviously, my videos are not intended to be viewed by kids, because if they were, no, not at all. So if you're a kid and you're watching this video, please get out of here. You don't belong. Kids should never watch my videos because I'm not a kids type of guy, okay? I've been there, got that, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Yeah, not a kids person. But I'm a dog person because the only friends I got in this world are my 3 dogs. Everyone else is just a poser. At least from my experience, until they prove otherwise. I mean, hell, look at my subscribers. I only have 1,000 some odd subscribers. It's fucking pathetic. I have the most pathetic YouTube channel on all of YouTube. 1,400 subscribers. Not even. Maybe, oh, wait a minute, I forgot. 1,300 and some odd subscribers. How fucking pathetic is that? I've got the most pathetic YouTube channel on the planet. But you know what? I still try. I still try and share my content, whether you like it or not, whether it's interesting or not, whether anyone gives a shit or not, I still share it. At least for now, until I get totally burned out of this too. Because I'm totally burned out of working on cars. And it wasn't just the Subaru, it was other cars too. I've been progressively getting burned out for quite some time now. Burned out of cars. I like driving the cars. I never get burned out of driving the cars. But I get burned out of working on the cars. And I get burned out on trying to buy the cars that I want because you're always dealing with stupid humans. The stupidest humans on earth. Shoes. S-H-O-E. Shoe. Stupidest human on earth. And those are salespeople. Financial advisors. Anybody that's trying to screw you out of your money and trying to choke you financially. I refer to that as financial asphyxiation. Okay? You got all these assholes trying to financially asphyxiate you from the top down, starting from Biden time all the way to the salesman at the Stealership. They're all trying to financially asphyxiate you and tempt you into being broke and monthly paying yourself out of all your money. Imagine that. So my recommendation is every time you see a Stealership, lift your middle finger and say, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not going in there. I'll buy a car from a private party or buy it straight from the damn manufacturer, because at least there you cut out the middleman. You cut out these assholes that are trying to financially ruin your life and get you to sign the bottom line so it looks like you ruined your own life, which you did because you signed their stupid contract. And they're giggling their sorry asses all the way to the bank and laughing at you as you walk out the door, financially ruined. So yeah, the experience at the Stealership with a 3LT 70th anniversary Corvette that I really wanted real bad, it went really poorly. And I highly recommend no one else goes into a Stealership again, because they're just going to butt rape you with no Vaseline and stick a thistle in there, because it really hurts when they pull that thistle out. Goes in smooth, but comes out and rips everything out with it. That's the sales experience in a nutshell. So that's my follow-up to the Stealership. I'll never walk into another one again unless I just want to make them all look stupid, which these days I'm kind of enjoying doing. I kind of enjoy making stupid sheeple look stupid. Anyhow, that's the Stealership, and that's my summary. Don't do it. I highly recommend you don't do it, because they don't have your best interests in mind. They're targeting the rich, because the rich will give them what they want without even haggling over the price. Because $175,000 that they were trying to haggle me with is not even pocket change for some millionaire, which unfortunately seems to be all their customers. All their customers are 6-figure, 7-figure salary individuals, so they don't even haggle over $175,000 price cars. for that kind of money, I could buy another half of a house for that kind of money. So, as much as you want a Corvette and all, I guess I have to refrain for a while and see if I can borrow one and just have some fun with it. I'll be doing some research on that. Or if there is a kind person out there that would like to donate a C8 mid-engine Corvette for me to drive for a while, do some videos on, and put it to the test. If somebody just happens to have a C8 Corvette they don't mind letting me borrow for a while, I'd be more than happy to take care of it for them. Yeah, right. Wishful thinking. But hey, I had to try. Well, my big Chevy's waiting. My little mini monster truck is waiting, so we're going to take it for a drive, and I'm going to go have some damn breakfast and some coffee, because I sure as hell need it. Let's go for a drive in the mini monster truck. Ugh. Now, first I have to get out of this corner here because I'm kind of stuck in the corner of my garage carport. There's Mr. Happy Buick right there. Took a drive in it yesterday. It was kind of fun hearing the turbos whoosh on that car. Well, hearing the turbo whoosh. Zoom. My first ship that I served on in the Navy, now a museum. How about that shit? Let's date myself some more. I ain't that old, but some of the things I've done make me feel like I'm in my 80s. And the way I feel like I'm in my damn 80s. But here's Chevy truck. There's Expedition. There's Project Troy, the F-150 that I'm still trying to motivate myself to finish. The twin-turbo Stroker 347. Here's the Chevy truck, mini monster truck, and now I have to struggle my ass off to get in there. Okay, so the first secret is you put your hand on the dash and put my other hand on the seat and slowly pull my sorry ass into this truck using the side step. Really slowly. And that's how I get in this mini monster truck. Then I pull my fucking crutch thing up and over. And there it is. Shut the door. Start it up. And maybe I'll rev it a few times. Rev up the mini monster. Let's take it for a drive. Let's take it for a drive. See if the fucking camera stays there while I drive. Well, fuck it. I'll hold on to it for a minute. It's kind of nice driving up high sometimes. And I got my nice little mirror up there. There's part of my property. There's my truck. Little F-150 back there hanging out. Neighbor's house. Here's my F-150. Looks kind of small next to this. Nobody coming. Kind of a bumpy ride, as you can see. Some people got some big houses, don't they? Little people, big houses. Even out here. No speed governors on this truck, so if I felt like doing 100, there's no governor to cut me out. Not that this truck goes that fast. You're so high, you barely feel like you're going at all. Look at this nice big house and ranch. Wow, I'd like to have this guy's money. There's a humble house there. Kind of reminds me of me. Humble house, but yeah. Humble house and very humble means. Let's kick in those 4 barrels, yeah! Let's catch up to a scooter. I never did like scooters. Don't you like a nice small town? Look around. No traffic, I love it. No traffic. It's awesome. Well, second thought. If it was a scooter, I would have caught him by now. It's an actual motorcycle. My bust. My mistake. Not that I give a shit. Dilly gaff. Dilly gaff. My horses. Those my horses. Oh, here we go. Here's a curve. Let's have some fun. Man, if this bike goes any slower, I might have to run him over. It's very tempting. Here comes another curve. Hey, look at some hay. How you doing? Hay is for horses. And cows and sheep and goats and other things. I wonder if this guy's heading to the same small town cafe I'm heading to. I like small town cafes. All right, we're at a turn on a little dirt road here, and we're almost at my favorite little cafe called the Wild Horse Cafe in Fallon, Nevada. Great little place to have some good breakfast and lunch, because they close for dinner. There's some nice humble places. Reminds me of my place. Humble. Yep. Little farms and lots of property, acreage, lots of nice trees, a speed limit that I can't follow because I can't drive 25, 55, or even 105. Can't do it. It's not my damn DNA. Look at my rearview mirror. Check this out. The dirt road looks good here, but doesn't look so good here. This is fun. Tiny little dirt road. I'm almost to my cafe now to have a damn good breakfast. The starting of every day. Maybe I should call it brunch because it's not breakfast time right now. It's almost 11 in the morning, so we'll just call this a brunch. And here we are. I took the shortcut so I didn't have to take the highway here. Now we're coming to a stop sign, and there's Nevada Department of Transportation. Here's the stop sign, which, well, let's see what happens. Okay, I'll take a turn. Woohoo! Yeah! Now let's pull into my favorite cafe. Wild Horse Cafe at the Livestock Ranch. All right. Here we are. We're at the cafe. And it's open. Rub-a-dub. Well, hope you enjoyed this little freaking ride and my rant about Stealerships and all this stuff. So, I'm in my truck, getting ready to eat some good grub. Wah. Everybody have a great day, and if you feel like it, fucking subscribe. If you don't, I don't care, because I only have 1,300 subscribers anyway. I guess they're the good ones. Most other channels got millions of fucking subscribers, so every time they even say hello, they make about $30,000 on their YouTube premium. Me, I'm lucky to see $100 every other month. Woohoo! Big money! Wow, YouTube's paying me good. Not. Took me 3 years to get paid. Less than $100 every month. I guess that's better than a kick in the ass, which I've had plenty of those, so. All right now, everybody have a great day. Laters.